Alright guys, I'm heading off for the day. Try not to destroy the universe while I'm gone.
Alright, cool. I'm just gonna get some work done on the next review.
So she's gone?
I think so.
So she's gone for the day? Yeah. She is really gone.
Hey, be careful with that thing. I'm still trying to modify it to use actual magic.
Got it.
Calm down, Pendentheus Silentfall. I made sure to disable everything.
Well, he is trying to make sure that the new residence doesn't explode, Ricklem Pegason. I know, it's just been such a long time since we got to do this, and I'm so glad you're here to play with us, Lord Darville the Wizard.
I guess I'm the DM for this adventure?
Well, I don't see anyone else opening up, buddy. Sorry.
Fine, but you still have to review the episode.
Right, I know. Hello everybody, my name is Ricklem Pegason, human fighter of the party, and today we're taking a look at the good, the bad, and what do we think overall in Dungeons and Discords.
Alright, I'm gonna go out and say it. This was probably one of the most surprising episodes conceptually out of the entire season. While previous seasons have teased a friendship between Spike and Big Mac, I didn't think we'd ever get an entire episode exploring their unlikely bond and their love of fantasy roleplay games. And the character in this episode was phenomenal. I loved seeing Big Mac and Spike play off each other in their very unique way. And adding Discord to the mix was a stroke of genius. Speaking of the Lord of Chaos, I have to admit that this is one of his better appearances in the series. Unlike some previous episodes, the conflict of this episode was revolving around Discord and his antics, showing him growing as a person. Pony Draconiquus. I don't know. Also in this episode were some of the best visual gags involving Discord, a personal favorite of mine being his inversion of color and his Guys Night sequence. Taking a cue from the visuals of this episode, the writing was superb for this episode. When it comes to the episodes about D&D, especially those written for kids, most shows don't put that much effort into getting the small details of the game correct. Coming from a fan of D&D, almost everything in this episode has some basis in the game. From the classes, the basic rules, the setup of the game, the interactive story element, and even the books and character sheets look very similar to something you would see in a typical D&D session. Usually I wouldn't comment on references, but the amount of detail and genuine effort that they put in shows that the team at DHX does have a love for these type of games. I also enjoyed the perfect recreation of a typical new player at D&D experiencing the game in action for the first time, building to the typical what's the point of this moment that most people have. It's something very common for this type of episode, but it was a lot more fun due to the fact that Discord was not having any of Spike and Big Mac's bullshit.
Yay!
And as for the humor, this worked out really well. Finally, in terms of that ending, that was fantastic. I love the fact that they got to have fun with the concept and designing alternate costumes for the scene taking place in the O&O world.
What? For all the references to Dungeons and Dragons, this still isn't a licensed product. Just like how this totally isn't related to MLP. Not related whatsoever.
Now that I've raved about how much I love this episode, let's see some of the more mediocre aspects of this adventure. First, while I praise the episode for the accuracy and a lot of D&D elements, small things like Spike being a player while also being the DM were pretty obnoxious given the otherwise fantastic use of the source material. I also feel like maybe this episode could have benefited from one or two more characters to fill out the party, such as Sunburst or Quibblepants. This would have removed some of the problems like Spike being a DM. Yeah, it would have added additional problems, but if we're only going to get one of these Guides Night episodes every 6 seasons, I would have liked to see some of the other stallions getting into the game. Also, I felt like there were some pacing problems, as we really didn't get involved with the game until about 10 to 11 minutes in, the first time in the game world was only about 15 minutes in, and the resolution of conflict only happened with 2 minutes left in the episode, leaving to a lot of time left without anything really happening. I could have dealt with a little bit less Fluttershy and Discord in the beginning, or a shorter scene at the train station, as this episode drags in those sequences. This seems to be a situation with episodes that feature Discord in a leading role. They feel the need to set up why he's with a different group of ponies, as well as his apprehension to the new ponies, and some kind of MacGuffin or personality that hadn't been explored. Or that wouldn't make sense in any other episode. But this episode's shortcomings are in a strange place for me, because while things like pacing and character flaws can ruin an episode, or get me into Combine Harvester mood, this time they were just kind of meh for me. Here, let me move on to my final thoughts for me to explain it all. So as a critic, most people view what I view in black and white. Good things make an episode better, flaws that I find make it worse. However, some episodes are strange, because I can find flaws, some that would be damning in other episodes I've reviewed, but yet they don't bother me. Whether there's just so much good in the rest of the episode, or there's an emotional connection to me personally, some episodes can get away with things that I harp on other episodes for. This episode is an example of the former. Yes, a major cause for the love I have of this episode comes from how much I love D&D, and I appreciate the effort taken by the show staff. But there's so much more to this. We finally got an episode to show how interesting Spike and Big Mac are together, and how well Discord complements their personalities. While there were problems with character and pacing, the genuine character humor and fun concept more than made up for it. Overall, I have to say this is one of the best episodes of the season. My name is Robin0928, and next time we'll be taking a look at another CMC episode with The Fault in Our Cutie Marks.
So, was it that hard to wait for me to finish the review? Well, you're as boring as I remember you, so at least we get to play our game now. I would say that this isn't what it looks like, but this is exactly what it looks like.
Good morning, Mr. Robin. The time is 2:04 a.m. All systems operating normal, and you aren't listening to a word I say, are you?
Sorry. Are you still alive?
If you're referring to the energy levels in the cracks, yes. No expansion has taken place in the last 2 hours, Mr. Robin. I have to ask if you're feeling okay.
Yeah, I'm fine, just not sleeping well. Hey, Whiteboard, you mind shutting off for a little bit? Give me some peace and quiet, and just keep monitoring the cracks.
Alright, shutting off now.
Thanks, buddy.
You sure you want to be alone this early in the morning?
Well, I guess I don't have a choice then.
He has a point, you know.
My health? Nah, I'm just worried about him under the crack energy stress.
Well, tell me you're not feeling guilty about the cracks, and we'll leave you alone. Robin, this isn't your fault.
I don't see a situation where this whole thing isn't my fault. I'm the idiot who decided to fly that TARDIS into the cracks, and now the Doctor is stuck here, and that's my fault, and now the cracks are open, and that's my fault! I don't know what to do.
Well, if we don't know what to do, we do what we always do.
Panic?
We figure a solution out together. I'll put in a call to the doctor in the morning. We'll get the team together and figure out a plan. Now get some sleep, Robin.
Hold on a minute. Whiteboard, I need you online.
Online, while I was shut down, I did a slight examination of all previous experience, and you seem to be suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. It would be best for you to not try anything too strenuous or make rash
Yeah, that's not important. Open up a new project file.
A little late to be working on a new review. Shall I make this available for the team to view?
Right now. I need this one kept to my private cloud. Name project file Plan R.
Well, that was a fun episode. If you like that, click to the right side of the screen to see something else. Or maybe watch the last episode by clicking to the left side of the screen. And if you like My Little Robin, maybe consider donating to the show on Patreon to keep the show independent. See you guys next time!